Okie doke, let's talk about cornering. Uh, Cornering is as simple as press, lean, counter lean. There's the basics of cornering are very basic. You can handle it pretty easily with very little skill or know-how, uh, all the way up to like racing level. But we're going to talk about the more basic stuff today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the local canyon and I'm going to not use the brake. If you do see me use the brake, it's because I overcooked it. But I'm not going to use the brake. And the reason I'm going to not use the brake is because I want to show specifically that you don't need to use brakes or any of that other stuff if you just have the correct entry speed and exit speed. Entry speed. This corner coming up here. I don't want to enter it very fast. I got my hand on the clutch, I'm just going to coast through it. Notice how I don't have to do jack or shit. I just guide the bike the way I want. Exit speed is from right about here. So where my eyes are going to be is a huge part of this. My eyes are going to be going along my intended path of travel until I hit my turn-in. What is the turn-in? Turn-in point is where you start moving. You go from actively guiding the bike, turn-in point right here, I am now turning. From the turn-in point, my eyes are going to be towards the apex. Following that line, but I'm going to be arcing towards the apex and looking where I want the bike to go. Once I hit the apex, I'm going to go back to where my intended path of travel is. Let's see how this goes. There's a good chance I'll just be shutting up and doing, but we'll see. So right now I'm not focusing on any of that. I'm just focusing on intended path of travel and arcing through these turns, because this area tends to have a lot of cars and a lot of people. So I'm just looking through the turns. I'm not focusing on anything particular, keeping the view, and just, arcing through it. I'm not trying to push hard, get all aggressive and shit. I'm not going to go full knee down or any of that crazy shit. So right now it's just watching my intended path of travel and arcing through it. I'm not worrying about my line. I'm just worrying about making sure that the road ahead of me is clear. The behind us is nice and clear. I love that. And all right. So the turn-in point and apex and exit area are wholly arbitrary at the point you're at in your run. Example, if you're racing, your turn-in point and your apex, even if they're not wholly optimal, consistent. Whereas if you're dealing with cars and traffic and stuff, your turn-in point might be way the fuck out here just because you need to worry about shit that's on your right. And then your apex will be like here in the middle. Oh, good, because you're worrying about like lights or cars on the right. These terms are not set in stone in terms of where they're at. They're just arbitrary points to talk about and converse and identify different aspects of the turn itself. So let's see. Turn-in point, apex, exit. Turn-in, apex, exit. Going up here, path of travel, there's the car, so I'm not going to be going. Slow down to make sure you see me because what's up, buddy? Thank you for getting off. So turn, apex, up. Turn, apex, exit. Turn, apex, exit. These aren't very aggressive lines at all. In fact, I'm intentionally chilling to sort of illustrate the point. This one is more intense. Turn. Apex. Exit. And again, these are not the bespoke areas of the turn. Like, no one came in, did some fucking engineering math and said, hey, this is the correct middle of the road, or correct middle of the turn, or this, that, checked out the radii. No, these are my arbitrary choices based wholly upon the turn in. Apex. Exit. Far ahead, going. And that's really all I'm doing on these turns. I'm just keeping my eyes on my path of travel, area of my apex, don't see anything, say exit, path of travel. There's a car there, so I need to modify what I'm doing. Check my speed, because I need to make sure that I'm not coming up on this guy with a crazy fucking closing. Closing speed is just the relative speed between. Do I want to get past this guy? We'll go for this guy. Alright, so you're going to take the outside. Turn in. Apex. Exit. Pass this guy. And aside from having to negotiate cars, I have not touched the brake at all. I'm not sure if my right hand is using brake. But I've not touched the brake this entire time, aside from just back there when I was just for that car. So, turn in. Exit. Arc around the bend. Turn in. Here. Exit. Turn in. Apex. Exit. Turn in. Exit. Now I'm just going to arc through this, because as you can see, there's a parking lot. There's usually a few cars around here. And just to revisit my eyes, because it is a good half of any amount. My eyes are path of travel towards my apex, apex, path of travel. We'll do that for the next one. Path of travel, path of travel, path of travel, looking for apex, looking for apex, apex is there, path of travel, path of travel, path of travel, apex, apex, path of travel, path of travel, path of travel, apex, 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 path of travel. That's where my eyes are. Now, if I were more aggressive, that would change up a little bit. And by the way, I hit the brakes there because I wanted to talk and not something. And that just sidelined that. All right. If I were riding more aggressive, I would actually look at the apex longer until I'm just about five or so feet off of it, and then I would bounce back up to where my path of travel. And when I bounce up from that path of travel, I'm looking for the next corner so that I can set up for that. And I'm not doing anything like anything crazier or off the wall. So path of travel, apex, apex, path of travel. This corner specifically, because it gets super fucking rough, halfway through, I will brake just to show my speed out because I do not like the idea of rolling through what is basically a concrete wash at any sort of speed. Fuck that, I did it once, never again. That's scary. So path of travel, path of travel, path of travel, not worried about anything. Slow, path of travel. Okay. Now this is a decreasing radius bend. This is where you saw that high side. So path of travel, path of travel. Look for first apex. First apex there. In for second. Second apex. Path of travel. Path of travel. Path of travel. Path of travel. Apex. Path apex. Path of travel. So again, I'm going from apex to exit to the next corner. And that's sort of the guiding principle of my path of travel that I choose. And again, none of this is mapped out. This is the specific Dutch way, because I'm sure if you did, it's a black fucking shit. But here we are. Alright, apex, path of travel, apex, path of travel, towards next apex, next apex, next apex, path of travel, next apex, exit the corner, next apex, 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 path of travel, path of travel, path of travel, path of travel. Good. Path of travel, apex, 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 path of travel. The car, so we're gonna chill out. So, arc path of travel, not trying anything crazy. Arc path of travel, path of travel, path of travel the entire way. This car after this corner. Path of travel off to the right. Doesn't even see me. Hang out in the mirror. Hang out in the mirror. As you can out. Top. Set behind. Pedestrians. Nothing? Okay, cool. On the sweeper, so path of travel. Gonna cut towards the inside, then glide out to the outside. Cut in towards the inside. Stay here. Now we're on the outside. Turn in. Path of travel. Text. Path of travel. Alright, this is a longer one. Tightening my path of travel rate. My eyes are following this curve. Following this curve. There's my apex. So there's another one to the right that's a bit different because there's a super harsh bump off to the far right. So we're going to modify our line to address that. Or else going to get off probably because I said I wasn't using brakes. See, everybody engine brakes. I don't care who you are. Alright, so turn in. Side of the curve. Side of the curve. Hit first apex. We're going to glide it out towards the center. Towards the center. Towards the center. Eyes in the middle of this right area. And right here. That bump. And exit. So Path travel, turn in. Path travel, towards the inside, looking for my apex. Apex is right there. Pick one, right? Just path travel. Path travel once now. If we were being like very fastidious, that would be like a double apex corner, but don't worry about that. Hey, look, a Harley bro. So, path of travel. Not gonna apex too hard, but path of travel. Looking across the turn. I'm looking for both the right side and the left side of the road so that I have a good gauge where my area of travel can be. Going out wide, just mistake of the left side. Give him some time to make sure that I'm here. Make sure he sees me. Looks all staggered. Give him a quick flash, ask him if it's alright. It's nothing. Alright, it's this. Go take him on the straight. Braking hard. Oh, now it's Jesus. Alright, cool. Thank you, sir. Now, turn in, path of travel, we're arcing inwards. Arcing in, and we want to be center-ish because there's another rough spot up here. So we're gonna find a way to continue this arc, but center ourselves out. Now we're holding down throttle, let it ride. Path of travel. Arcing inwards. And corner exit path of travel, looking at the inside of that next turn. Arc inwards. All the way to corner still going. Don't arc ourselves in. And we can look through the turn. Look. Let ourselves widen out. And here we are. Now we're coming up on the end of the canyon road. So we're just gonna chill, pick a lane. I'm gonna be hooking a left, go back up to the hangout spot. Stand up because fuck this bump. See nothing, and we're back on the highway / freeway. Hopefully that was helpful, because it's extremely hard to talk about. Like, if I don't have something visual to tell you about, I might fuck with that in the edit, but we'll see. Even if I do edit it. But we'll see. Hopefully that, if nothing else, elucidated a little bit of what we're talking about when it comes to